All right, so now we're moving on to chapter 9. Chapter 9 is about exponential and logarithmic functions. And we'll start off by talking about 9.1, which is the composition of functions. So, let us start off by just defining the composition of functions. So, let's say we have two functions, f of x and g of x. And let's say we evaluate g of x then plug that into f of x. All right, so we evaluate g of x, then we plug that into f of x. The new function is then called the composition and we can denote it by, let's just say, f with this little circle and then g afterwards. Kind of looks like fog, but is read as f composed with g. Or the composition of f and g. Or f circle g. All right, so let's take a look at how this works. Let's say that I tell you f of x equals 2x minus 5 and g of x equals x squared minus 3x plus 8. I want you to find, open parentheses, f circle g of 2. So in order to find f circle g of 2, the first thing we do is find what g of 2 is. Which means this 2, we plug into g. All right, we get 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 8. That there gives us 6. But all we've done thus far is worked with G. And now from there, we bring down F, put parentheses around that 6. And now this 6 goes into the F function. 2 times 6 minus 5. So we get that answer to be 7. Right, so this is finding F circle G. But notice that if we do G circle F of that same number, we may not get the same results. Because now we do F of 2 first. Which means this 2 gets plugged into F first now. Alright, so 2 times 2, 4 minus 5 gives us -1. And now from there we bring G down. And now this -1 gets plugged into the G function. -1 squared minus 3 times -1 plus 8 gives us an answer of 12. So notice that even though we're working with the same F and G functions, that F circle G of 2 versus G circle F of 2 give us 2 different results. We don't necessarily have to use numbers. I mean, we can just stick with the letters if we wanted to. Right, back to that same example. All right, once again, I want you to find F circle G, this time of just X, right? No numbers at all, just letters. Well, first we do this. And G of X is nothing more than X squared minus 3X plus 8. Alright, now from there we bring F down, which means this entire thing is going to go in our F function. Specifically where X is at, right? So it's 2 open parentheses, X squared minus 3X plus 8, close parentheses, minus 5. We distribute 2x squared minus 6x plus 16 minus 5. Combine like terms, 2x squared minus 6x plus 11. Right, so if we don't have any numbers and we just have a variable like x, we can still do it. We're just plugging in that whole G function into F. Where, if it was the other way around, right, G circle F of x, right, we're doing that first. All right, we're doing the F of x first, which is, we're doing F of x first, which is 2x minus 5. And that entire thing gets plugged into G, which would be a little bit more work because notice that we have both of those x's there, right? So just a little bit more work, but definitely something that a college algebra student should be able to do. 2x minus 5 to the power of 2 minus 3, open parentheses, 2x minus 5, close parentheses, plus 8. Once again, we just replace those x's with 2x minus 5. Alright, and now here we have to show that we got 2 of them. 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5. We can distribute there. Negative 6x plus 15 plus 8. And then just kind of continue here. 4x squared minus, what do we get? 10x, 10x, so minus 20x plus 25 minus 6x plus 15 plus 8. And continue to combine like terms. 4x squared minus 26x plus, what do we get? Plus 48. All right, so a nice example. Once again, we can do it with variables. We don't have to have actual numbers there. Maybe one last example here. Work with two new functions. Let's just say f of x equals square root of x. Let's just say g of x equals x minus 3. Let's find f circle g of x. Once again, this is our g of x. This is what we're doing first, which is just x minus 3. And we'll plug that entire thing into our f function, which is the square root of, we replace that whole thing, so it's just x minus 3. And it doesn't look like we can do a whole lot more. So that's our answer. But what if we looked at it the other way around? G circle f of x. Alright, your f of x is the square root of x. And that's going to get plugged into g. Alright, so this whole thing is plugged in there. Alright, it doesn't look like it's too bad. Square root of x minus 3. Alright, so some nice examples of composition of functions. And I don't think, maybe you might have one more. I think that may be what your examples look like. If you see anything different or want any more examples, just let me know and I can put more up. Thank you.